Welcome everybody to Exploding Dice, your Geek.io live play role-playing podcast. I am Wacky CJ Boat on the 923 the Wolf. Joining me, I don't know why I went a weird radio producer voice there for a moment. I don't know. Hi, there's Kira.
Hello.
There's Scott.
Hey.
There's Galbert.
Ahoy.
And there's Rachel.
Cookie.
Making fun of me, I'm not going to give them fun nicknames. I'll take 76 points of spike damage.
Oh crap, now we're gonna die.
Now we're dead.
So, because this is the more fun way of doing things, hey guys, what happened last time?
I got a bunny.
You got a bunny, there was a snowball fight.
Oh, there was a snowball fight?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Okay, what else?
Started day drinking.
Hang on,
Yeah.
Shredded wolves.
we
Turned wolves into pulled pork.
Dwin's now a vegetarian.
Rob
We made it
pulled wolf.
to Wolf Garden.
We got kidnapped by a wolf girl.
Yeah. She get kidnapped if she goes willingly. So
She kidnapped you.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily willing.
You just got pulled along.
No, she totally was like, "Hey, show me your school," and she was like, "Okay."
Kidnapped.
What's the wolf girl's name?
She kidnapped the kid.
Or Vera.
Vera.
Okay.
Starts with
I had a
bunnies,
Vera
now it moves into
teaching
kids.
Soon it's gonna be gravy mansers.
Her mother's name is Mary.
Oh no.
No, not Mary. It's
Well, then we
Mary.
will
Yeah,
have a
Mary.
gravy man.
The governor's name is Kai. He's a loving governor. And there's a police force in Wolf Garden. You can't bring weapons into buildings. And those are my notes.
And apparently this cafe doesn't have a coffee man, sir.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's sad about not having a coffee mix.
You were like, I don't know, sad or if it was like almost rage.
It's rage.
A little bit of both here.
It's a little bit of both, considering the morning we've had.
Sadness and rage. And that's how My Chemical Romance came out.
I got you, CJ, by the way.
I'm just picturing him going, disappointed! Like Kevin's all about. In Hercules.
Great. Yeah, it was actually a very peaceful time last time. Nobody died, nobody fight, nobody got into a fight.
We actually
How
healed!
He says that. And the way he says that.
We did get into a fight.
This
Snowball
time.
fight.
They got into a snowball fight. We watched.
But we didn't
And
know.
drank.
I realize
I
now
got
I
the
probably
snowball
could
in our
like
hands.
druid craft some stuff in the snowball to make it hit a little harder. But I didn't.
I mean, then you'd have to start rolling against his AC, and then
Yeah.
we would have had to
And
recover.
then he would have
Killed you.
retaliate. Yeah.
You saw what he did to that horse.
And, well, you didn't see what happened to that wolf. But you heard it!
You certainly heard it.
Yeah, at least he did. He at least he told Dwin to turn around first.
At least he was kind this time.
I know. We're all gonna die now.
We are so dead.
Alright.
Pride was
Hey, CJ,
nice, so now we
you
die.
just owe me $5.
Okay, thank you.
Because I want Samoas.
That's fair.
I don't blame.
I also bought myself a box of tagalongs, just saying.
There we go. Alright, well then, with that out of the way, actually it was a pretty good,
It's all better than the first one.
yeah, it was a lot better than last episode.
And then again, first recording of the night.
Yeah, it was the first
for a
recording
month.
tonight when I was like, hey, give us the entire story so far because it was funny. Alright, so we, podcast listeners, you will have an ad break right about here. We'll be right back, stay tuned.
Irish wristwatch. It's very hard to say.
So you guys are escorted to the marketplace and the cafe that's there.
Coffee Mantulas Cafe.
There are pastries and flowers, and Dwin is gone.
Where did Dwin go? Again!
She's shopping. Pretty shiny, yummy. Pretty shiny, yummy.
Pretty shiny at me. Oh.
I
I have cookie.
There's plenty of places to do that, by the way. Like this well, not plenty of places this early. This early, you have the places are opening up. So, a couple people are like coming in, and you're like, hold on, ducks back underneath.
She walks out, she waits. That's funny.
Comes back in. Hi, good morning. You're able to spend a couple silver getting some cool stuff.
Yep.
Various knickknacks and such.
Little shiny pretty things.
Exactly.
Add to her collection on her staff. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Accessorize the bunny.
A bow.
A bow. A bow for the bunny.
Bow for the bunny? Absolutely.
A bow for the bunny. Bunny has a
Bunny bow.
Bunny bow.
Pop, pop.
Maybe a bunny-sized cloak.
Bunny-sized sword.
She's the princess.
Little crown for it.
We're now kidding the bunny out to be Marita from Brave.
The bunny's our new tank.
Bunny tank.
I have a baby bow. When
Sharp,
I'm growing
pointy,
up.
angry teeth.
We put your bracelet of speaking on the bunny. Would it work?
I mean,
That's right. No,
we've
no.
tried speaking to animals
No
before.
I say you can
Nope.
speak with animals.
And they can understand what I'm implying.
I
Naturally.
can speak with animals. Oh my goodness.
And you
that
want to
would be
waste my
so
1 hour a day on a bunny.
Oh!
No, that's fair. You wouldn't have shared and she wouldn't have asked, yeah.
He just mimics, no, sure.
Yeah.
No.
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 So, yeah, it's and
In a very Russian accent.
No touch.
Oh,
a
my God, that
dragonborn woman
is
comes out
wild.
to the cafe for all of you guys. And good morning.
Good morning.
What color dragonborn?
White.
Okay.
Most of, like I said, all the dragonborns you've seen so far are white and silver.
That's right.
What's the tail situation on this one?
No tail on this one.
Okay.
Good.
Very,
Next time on tail or no tail.
Or dot.
Right. She actually has some hair growing from the top of her head. She looks more refined and put together than Dwin does.
Yeah. Everybody looks more refined and put together than Dwin does. Dwin's a mess.
Good morning.
Yes.
Mess.
We've had a very, very rough morning already. We could do with some coffee and some bacon rashers.
Yeah, hey, we can get that for you. How many would you like? We have plenty of coffee, and meat's a little scarce this time of year, but I'm sure we can whip something up for you.
2 rashers of bacon and some eggs, please.
Eggs are
goblin bacon.
Oh.
Nay, no goblin bacon.
And we're not allowed to bring the wolf bacon
She winces a little bit.
in.
We'll make some bacon up for you. Eggs are pretty easy to come by. We can make sure you can get your eggs fixed.
I'm good.
Those poor chicken people.
And vegetables, fruits and vegetables. It's a song that kindergarten learns. I will eat them every day. Hooray! There you go.
The thing we now know.
Yep, sorry. It's pretty much that's all it goes. How it goes.
Words. You broke Scott.
I imagine that's also Balrog's reaction.
Dwin's probably like
He just loses. He's just like
singing her songs.
chuckling hysterically. After
Looking at the bunny.
We have some winter
And
melons. And
vegetables.
we have some winter melons that we can get for you.
Okay.
I'm dealing with near-death hysterics at this point.
We can get some things for your pet too. We can get you taken care of.
More like hostage, but
I'll bring out a couple pitchers of coffee.
thank you.
Would you like a heating stone while we're at it?
Yes. I just want to see what one looks like.
I'll be right back. And she turns and walks into the cafe.
Oh, Dwin didn't order tea. She's gonna have coffee. Prepare.
And she comes out with,
Wild card.
in both of her hands, she has two fairly, it's kind of a carafe of coffee. Sets them down at the table, and she pulls out of her pocket this red stone. And she squeezes it for a couple seconds, and the red starts to heat, illuminate out. She puts it in the middle of the table, and it pulses. And each pulse is getting bigger and bigger, and kind of eventually gets around to the table. And it's almost just like you have a blanket on you. Every time that it comes across, it's just this wave of warmth that touches you.
How much are those?
We don't sell ours. I can ask my boss where he bought them from, and get you over to there.
I think we need one of these. I'll find out. It's fine. It's fine. No. It's fine.
Okay, I'm going to go
Thank you.
have a couple of the orders, and I'll bring out your food when it's available.
Balrog takes one of them and grabs a mug and just pours his cup of coffee.
You sure
And
you're okay over
He just
there?
sits there and just sips it just quietly in the corner. It's like, please don't talk.
I'm worried about
You're
Dwin.
clomping, it goes by. There's a horse.
Ugh.
Fuck you too!
Oh no.
Oh.
There are some centaurs here, by the way. Not many, but some.
Dwin is not looking at them.
Super intrigued by a bunny person, a wolf person.
Who knows this horse?
Oh, the dragon milk horse.
Okay, it's a horse.
Better to be afraid of horses than trees?
That's fair. Don't worry. We'll
Don't worry, he'll beat that out of us.
A few minutes later,
Tree crashes through town.
trees up. Just radioactive maple breath just spraying everywhere.
Ew.
He comes up and he
You
just
die.
It's like equally poisonous, but like sticky, but like.
Yes, exactly.
and
Turning
delicious.
everything into pancakes.
It's a weird version of polymorph, just pancakes.
Pancake morph.
Sin's
Pancake
version of
fancy.
grilled cheese.
If you make something random that's the food with magic, you are now that food. You are now that food man, sir.
Yeah.
Syrup, a type of gravy.
What about the gravy monster? Your poor world.
I love it. No, this is good. This is good
Okay.
stuff. She comes out with a big tray of food for you guys. Some bacon and eggs. Definitely more eggs than bacon. A couple winter melons for Dwin.
Wintermelon. I did not catch that earlier.
Yeah, no, they're winter melons. It's actually a thing.
Is it?
Yes.
Has Dwin gotten into the coffee yet?
It's-
That's
it's-
the key.
I don't know.
Just never had it. I'm curious about wintermelon.
Dwin,
No.
take some of this. It'll grow hair on your chest.
No.
Damn it, I wanted to see her take it.
I think we've protected ourselves against the caffeine problem.
I wanted to see it.
I know, so did I!
Then why did you tell her that?
I don't know.
You
Why
are
you guys
horrible with
talking
women.
like this?
Yeah, that's how they talk.
I know.
She's a woman?
Yes.
I just thought she was a force of nature and pain.
A force of nature and pain.
Oh god, a horse!
Oh no.
Cinnamon roll.
Wintermelons are giant.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's actually a thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
They're actually rather delicious too.
It's like a giant cucumber.
Mm-hmm. But are sweet. And they're yummy.
That's weird. And it looks like okra on the inside.
Yeah.
This is odd. Alright.
I told you
I'm
it was
back.
a thing.
I wonder if it gets all
No
slimy
bug.
like okra.
It didn't look like it.
No, it's not.
No.
No. It tastes like a melon. Like, it's weird. It's
It's
really...
the texture. No,
It's,
because
it has a weird... It does have a weird texture. It's... Alright.
it's like durian. Is it durian I'm thinking of? And there's the one that's like cheese.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we're getting off topic.
Yeah, durian is
Okay.
that really, really, really weird one. Jackfruit's super weird, too. Like,
Oh.
it
That's
has a
which one's the stinky one?
That's durian.
Durian.
Yeah.
Jackfruit is like has a
That's what I was
texture of
thinking.
like pulled pork inside of it, and like that's what vegan pulled pork is usually made out of.
Actually,
is
It
jackfruit.
is actually
Yeah.
It's really good,
Yeah.
but it's super weird if you're just eating a jackfruit.
Like,
Like,
texture is just off. It feels weird.
but made into pulled pork, it's delicious. But
Yeah.
just eating it's super weird. It's one of those things that improves texture as you cook it,
and then barbecue sauce.
and add barbecue sauce
I mean,
because
because.
everything is better with barbecue sauce.
Yes.
Except wintermelons.
Yes.
Ugh.
So, Delbert, question for you. I need a vegan, and since we're on this topic already, we need a vegan, well, ex-vegan, mostly vegan, semi-vegan. If
Convenient.
there are an average of 7 flies per bottle of ketchup, does that make it vegan or not vegan?
I mean, you're going to be losing animals in any processing.
I mean,
let's face
there
it,
are no animals lost when I go out to my garden.
At least not the ones that are not eating the plants you're taking. But no, I read
What was that?
It was an attack.
That was a can.
There's no cans over here.
There's one over there.
But he was here.
Well,
It's a ghost
sound
can.
is weird.
It's the ghost can.
It was a threatening can sound.
Could it have been the
It could have been the lemon ups.
lemon ups?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
possibly. Yeah, it could have been like dinked into there.
The
And
Dink in a
plastic on the
shift.
inside.
yeah. Sorry.
we were afraid that we were about to be haunted by a can.
Can ghost.
Cookie ghost.
That's kind of the best kind of
I
ghost.
wish it was Box Ghost.
Um.
It's
So
not a horse ghost.
she comes. She like drops off some stuff, and she goes, I'll be out in a little bit to check on you if you need any extra coffee or anything like that.
Thank you.
Enjoy." You have some people come down and kind of go to the other seats around the outside. There are some that actually still do have weaponry on them. You can kind of gather just from people watching that there are certain people here that still do carry weaponry around with them. Most of it is like small firearms at their side or a couple daggers or something like that. A couple obvious hunter types with bows on their backs.
Firearms?
Yeah.
Oh, we've discussed that.
Yes, we have discussed this. Firearms are a thing. Just waiting for Dwin to go to the shooting range one of these days.
What's one of these? I love it!
Pretty much.
You mean to tell me I don't have to get close to these things anymore?
She's a spellcaster. She's never had to get close. She just always finds herself close.
She wild shapes and rushes in.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That's the thing that you did.
And she also has awful perception and a low armor class, and everything sneaks up on her and bites her in the butt.
Daggerbutt.
Oh,
Daggerbutt.
I miss
Daggerbutt.
Daggerbutt.
Yeah.
Also, it turns out tiny creatures are real hard to run a 5e game around. Super hard. This game is not balanced around having tiny PCs.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah, so there are a couple people, like I said, have a couple revolvers on their waists. Some hunters that come in. Nobody like threatening, and they're all obviously welcomed and treated like they belong there. And that's the reason why she didn't wince at you guys having weaponry. But you do notice if you look in through the windows, yeah, definitely nobody has weapons, and there's always weapon racks outside of every building for people to put their stuff there.
It's like a number system, a lock and key.
It's kind of just like a horse pitch outside.
An honor system,
Yeah,
basically.
pretty much.
Ah.
I'm gonna take my hammer up there, lead it up by its lead, tie it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's something you can do. Kind of like it looks kind of like
Cast a lock touch on it.
it kind of looks like medieval bike racks, to be honest.
Yeah.
And definitely somebody kind of comes up and it's like looks like they're super cold. And just kind of they have a bow on their back. They take it off and just put it around the thing, and they pat themselves down and make sure they don't have any other weapons on them, and then they walk in.
How would you not know that you have other weapons on?
And hunters have daggers or knives inside of their coats. They may forget that they have them there.
It's not something you would personally consider a weapon, but someone else sees a big dagger. You
I
Exactly.
forget that I have a knife in my bag all the time.
This is enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have definitely walked into TSA forgetting that I had a freaking
Oh, what?
pocket knife on me once.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
I will gladly take the pat down because I totally, absolutely did not mean to do that.
I have forgotten that I had a pocket knife in my purse, and I went to a hospital, and I was like, oh no,
Oh boy,
that's fun.
Yeah, I'm very careful when I bring weaponry into.
I just completely forgot to.
Okay.
I went from work to the airport and I forgot that I had a knife on me from opening boxes that day. I'm just like, I will gladly take my punishment.
And take the knife here.
Yes,
It's
take the
yours.
knife and I'll stand over there. You guys can do whatever you need because I didn't mean to do this. And they did.
Yay.
But yeah, he kind of pats himself down. He walks in, sits down at a table in there. Few people, like the more occupied buildings, like the banks and such like that, like you are fairly close to where you could see the bank across the way from there. that is one place that they like. There's the weapon racks are way outside of them. Like this is just kind of by the front door. The bank is down the block. Like you see a half-orc person kind of sling their big-ass sword down by the bank, and then look, snap their fingers, and they're in a business suit, and they walk into the bank.
That's funny.
Hey, Girk has a respectable job.
No, it's super cool.
And conveniently, for plot relevance, around the time you guys are done eating breakfast, Mary comes by.
Yeah, we still haven't talked about what we're doing.
Yeah, let's talk about your guys. What are you guys talking about while you're on breakfast? I don't want to rush you guys through this.
Where are we go? We need to get to Twill. How are we going to get there?
Do we need to get to Twill? We just came from Twill.
No.
No, Twill's where you're from.
It's the northern capital.
Yeah. I don't have that written in my notes that that's what we need to do. Why are we going to Twill?
Pride and Peru need to get there.
Delivering him back home, and
yes,
then
yes.
that's where Peru and I are going.
And I'm just exploring.
Same. Alright, at least it's in my notes so I won't forget.
Where are we going?
Until you get sidetracked by drawings again.
I
7 pages
mean-
of random pictures.
I know. There's so many things
She's
I
gonna
did
start
draw.
drawing
I
a
did draw
penis
bunny
sword again.
ears.
Yeah.
I did draw bunny ears.
That's all it is.
Well, I want to go to a library.
I don't see any reason why we can't stay the day and night here.
I don't
we need to rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can find a place to rest.
We need to find an inn. We need information.
Oh, yeah.
And a
About the
coffee
town.
answer.
We can find that. Oh, the coffee answer. There's probably only one of those.
Then we're going to need to conscript him.
The Order of the
You
Italian.
can't attack. Not attack.
Jesus Christ. Now, like. Alright, hold on 1 second. Something here. It's a very stupid thing that I'm going to do, and I can't wait to try it.
Oh.
The honorable initiative of espresso.
One of our backup characters need to have a background in coffee fancy.
One of the things I'm coming up with.
Yeah.
Alright, fine. I have my ideas starting for a freaking wizard school for fucking coffee.
That's cool.
Because it has to be learned. It can't be natural.
No.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Ben, was it Ben or was it Amos?
Thanks
No,
to the
Tim.
vocation and
Tim
conjuration.
Horton was the
I'm
coffee
going-
gentleman.
Tim Horton was the coffee man, sir.
Oh, I didn't write that down. Because apparently,
Ben
cookies
Ye
and
was the beignet maker.
beignets are more important than coffee.
Amos has some really good cookies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beignet had some really good beignets.
Reds.
And Red's had her amazing apple ale.
Which?
And beef stew burgers.
Yes.
Which is now on the menu.
Was there also a gravy master at one point?
No, you guys were
Yes.
trying to make him a gravy mancer. You guys were trying to make Tim a gravy mancer. Like, no, he's a coffee mancer. Deal with it. That's too far.
He did not want to switch.
We will make one
He
one
went to
day.
his
He will
special
yeah.
school
He
and
will
learned how to
accidentally-
be. Well, maybe
accidentally
he
gravy.
makes the
I'll
special
freaking find a way to make a goddamn wizard subclass to be a fucking coffee mancer. I have a feeling I'm going to have to end up making a bunch of spells too. This is going to be bullshit.
You don't make too many, just adapt some of them.
That or make a food mancer and make it a little easier on yourself instead of specializing.
That's just a class then. I'm not making an entire class for you guys.
Yes, you are.
I would be a food mancer.
Okay, if I'm making a class, one of y'all are playing it. Like,
Well, one of us will play the food mancer.
kind of like I actually made a subclass, and I'm like, if I'm making a subclass, y'all are playing it in my home game. You know, Rachel and my friend Tony are playing my Forsaken Azamar.
I cast Mom's spaghetti.
Yeah, no, it's like a cloudy with a chance of meatballs, except you just protect food.
I'll think about it.
Like the bunny and Wreck-It Ralph 2 that has to eat all the pancakes. Anyway.
Now we know what's going to happen to her bunny. Pancakes.
No! Dwin loves her bunny.
Pancakes or
And
a
the bunny loves pancakes!
or the bunny becomes a pancake in another form.
Pancake.
Pancake mon.
Yeah, so she said she wants to see a library.
Yeah.
I just want to find a nice place to lay down and go to sleep. And sleep this bad nightmare of a past 24 hours off.
I mean, resting now wouldn't get us anywhere.
Just can't do anything at night.
That's why we should rest at night.
Yes. I was agreeing with you.
I agree.
Resting now, we're only going to wake up annoyed because it's nighttime and then we can't do anything.
We can sleep. It's time to hibernate.
Sleep.
Extra long rest.
We take a day rest.
Perura, what's Perura doing all this? You're awful quiet down there, Rachel.
Sorry, doing cookie booths. She's just sitting back watching this because this is comical to her. Like, just yeah.
What information are we going to go look for in the library?
Why did Vera say that you sell stuff to the teachers? Do you sell stuff to the teachers? Just quietly.
Everything has a price.
What do teachers in this town want?
Discussion.
Oh, that's only more questions. Okay.
Oh, you're all still here. The lovely wolf woman comes by.
Hi. Oh, I almost cut her Vera. Hi, Mary.
Hi, dear. You all enjoying the service here?
Yes, it has been quite helpful. They are quite great.
They are. That's the reason why I like coming here. Let me go get my coffee, and I'll be right back. She walks in the door. Ding, ding, as it opens.
We don't have a tab. Do we have a tab? Do we already pay?
Hi, Pete.
Pete?
And eventually, the waitress comes back out and does kind of sit the check in front of you guys. Whenever you're ready. It's not much. Like it's not much.
Take
at all.
pieces out and tab into the bill.
Yeah, it's definitely not enough for you guys to really fully concern yourself with. It's not even a gold.
Yeah,
So.
no. I've already been spending silver on other things
Yeah,
around, so she's got.
She's been
Silvers
buying
and
weird
coppers.
knick-knacks, remember?
yeah.
She
And
she bought a crown for the bunny. Where'd she get a crown?
bow for the bunny.
And she made the crown, flower crown.
Yes, I forgot I could do that.
Worst
Why didn't I make?
druid ever.
I didn't make Vera a flower crown.
You can make her one later, dear. If you're still around after school.
Yep.
I mean, sure, she wouldn't stop talking about you on our way,
No.
so I think you made a friend for life.
I want a new friend.
Boss, I have a new friend.
That'll be later.
She's 4. I didn't steal her, I promise.
It's not the bunny. It's not a real wolf. It's a
It's just a child wolf. It's a wolf kid. Dwin, come home.
Boss realized it might have been safer just to keep her in the mine for everyone.
Or that he made a huge mistake in giving her a.
Oh, he already realized
yes.
that.
After the first 17 phone calls you made in the first 3 days.
We're still in the snow. Next day, we're still in the snow.
I saw a shadow.
Oh yeah, the thing in the sky.
First day was every hour.
Hi, boss. Just making sure. Hi, boss. Just making sure.
Can you hear me now? Can you
Mary,
hear me now?
question for you.
Yes, dear.
Are there any odd, large flying creatures in the area?
Not that I know of. Where was it going?
Looked like it was heading north.
Wouldn't surprise me if there would be dragons going up there.
Looks like we're going south.
I mean, I don't know much about the people up there, but it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, dragons are known for their ability to transform into smaller creatures. You wouldn't know I might be a dragon.
Are
Gives
you?
a huge toothy grin.
You're
That'd be
not.
so cool.
No, I am not a dragon. I am a librarian.
I mean, that's kind of the same thing.
You know what I mean?
Fair. I do hoard my late fees like a dragon does. So I mean,
Grabs a bucket. Is that us?
No, yeah, you take it from him.
it wouldn't either that or it may have been. I mean, possibly giant eagle, giant owl. Sorry, giant owl. Possibly.
Giant everything.
A giant horsefly.
Oh god.
Oh.
A giant flying horse. Did it look like anything, or
Couldn't really make it out. More of a shadow.
Big.
I caught the tail end of it.
probably a dragon?
So I had a tail.
Unlike me.
It's
You
probably a
have a
dragon.
tail.
Quite a tail. I fought a nice woman.
Yes.
Yeah, probably a dragon. If it didn't eat you, then you're in a good place.
We don't need a dragon to eat
Would
us.
we be able to find any books related to large flying creatures, etc., dragons, for this region in this library?
Oh, absolutely. We have.
Oh, yeah, we need to get a map. That's right. Oh, how map?
I would call it local zoological books.
Illogical books. Say illogical books?
Zoological.
My ears are not working.
There's also local folklore, things like that as well. As we have several history books of this country and its history.
I'd like to go grab actually a selection of those books and sit down, gather some information about this area.
Absolutely. Definitely aren't gonna want to bring that.
Where's your rack? I'll leave my hammer.
It's right on the side of the
Can't
building.
ask them where the rack is.
I mean,
Dwin, I don't care.
We've been through this. He's shit with women.
Sorry.
I'm a pragmatist. Let's get this done.
That's a funny word for virgin.
Oh, no. Lead on, Mary.
Guess I'm not healing you.
I can heal myself. Come on, buddy.
I just gotta get to 40 and I'll get Grandmaster.
Yeah, she points you to the rack.
I wander off to I wander off, put my hammer in the rack, and
Keep going.
sandwich it right in between there
No, keep going.
Move it up and down a little bit.
with its big old shaft.
Which one's gonna let him go in first? Inside. And she's gonna hide his weapon.
Oh, she's gonna hide my weapon.
She's playing hide the giant hammer.
I'm just gonna put it, I don't know, in a different rack or
Okay,
somewhere.
one.
Strength roll.
I'm going to need 2 rolls from you. Roll the first an athletics check, please.
Oh, who?
Her.
You're inside.
Yeah, she purposely waited for you to go inside. So you know what's going on here. 2. You can't lift it.
Dang it.
You're like, oh, take this! And you kind of like almost pull it down on
Oh,
yourself.
okay.
And you quickly just pull it, like put your arm back into it to push it back up into place.
Is Pride outside?
No. Well, yeah, he wouldn't go into a library. He didn't have a
Pride can't read.
He can
Pride!
read. Too prideful to read. It's boring.
Can you lift this?
Can.
Will you?
No.
Please?
He doesn't want to touch another man's hammer.
I want to move it.
Why do you want to move it?
Because
She like to move it.
Balric made me angry. He irritated me. Just move it from here and over here. It'll be really funny.
He just takes it and moves it over to the one on the other side of the building. Like,
It's fine.
here's this one and this one over
Perfect.
here. Like, it's the same distance. Fine.
Thank you.
Staff.
What do you mean staff?
Your staff.
It's a staff.
Your staff.
You're telling me that? Pride's telling me? Or
Yes.
the people at the library? I have to put it in the thing?
Yes.
It is a weapon.
It's not a whipping. It's a walking staff.
It's a veal whooping if you call it a weapon.
Don't make me factually correct.
Don't make me prove you right. Whoop, whoop. Kind of looks at your staff for a second.
Are you gonna move it?
No.
Do you promise?
No.
Pinky promise?
Like holds up this giant ass pinky and
Yeah.
go read.
Okay.
Kind of just sits back up against the
Can I
rack.
take the bunny?
Bunny ain't a weapon.
It can be. Anything is a weapon if you try hard enough.
Depends on how hard I can yeet it.
Okay, yeah.
Bunny missile, poof!
She runs on.
I cast Bunny Missile.
God.
At 9th level.
It's a tsunami of bunnies.
No, it's just the one from Monty Python.
Yes.
So inside of here smells like books. Smells like
Musty heaven.
yes, exactly. It's. I mean, it smells like books. It smells like kind of old paper. Smells like books. Books are pretty well kept. Mary leads you in through the doors and down a small hallway and into the library proper. And it's not a huge building, but it is about the size of it's about the size of the tavern at Red's. So it's pretty decent sized. Rows and rows of books, each of them kind of having their own multilingual, because fuck the Dewey Decimal System, multilingual, hey, this is where maps are, this is where history is, this is, because fuck the Dewey Decimal System.
I need to buy a map.
Just because you can't do the Dewey.
Exactly. My world, I don't have to Dewey if I want to. And there's listed in about 5 or 6 different languages on each of them. So that way anybody that comes in here can read maps, history, geology. She brings you over to her desk and she sits down. She goes, you're more than welcome here. I'm going to stage whisper. She's whispering, but I have to talk behind a wooden piece of wood into the microphone that's there. Go ahead and help yourselves. You can check out. You guys are not residents here, so keep all your books inside of the library, please. And yeah, enjoy. Take as much time as you need. I'll be here for. I think my shift is 6 hours today. I'll be breaking for lunch about midday. My colleague, her name is Eliza. She'll probably be around. She's a good girl. Enjoy.
Hey, Mary. Your necklace is really pretty.
Oh, thank you. My mother gave it to me.
What is it?
It's what's called obsidian.
Okay.
It's one of the more powerful metals here. It kind of... Its legend is, not this one in particular, but the stone itself, is said to be able to hold off evil demons and harness the power of the moon. When moonlight hits it, it lights up, and it's quite a sight to see.
I bet that sounds awesome.
Sadly, I'm not really a magic user, or else I would try to show you.
No, it's okay, it's okay. Imagination does it.
Your friend kind of had something like that, but it was blue. It was interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't know what stone that is, because I haven't asked. But that's why I asked you about yours, because that made me think.
That's fair. Yes, it's she takes it off and kind of just holds it up to you.
Does it look, anything like the blue that we saw in the mines, or just
No.
anything? Well,
It is a very black gemstone.
Cool.
Um,
I'm sure she's seen obsidian before, but
yeah.
I just didn't.
well, you may
Has
not.
she?
have.
Not
No,
even? Okay.
That's not really around that area.
Okay.
Obsidian traditionally grows around diamond mines because it's also a offshoot of coal.
Fair. Okay.
I've actually did quite a bit of gem research for this freaking campaign. After you guys are like, I'm in this for the shinies. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, there's been no shiny chasing.
Well, there was a little, and then
Tried
miners
to,
got
and then
ripped
we
apart.
chose not to stay in the caves, so
Well,
I gave you guys the option to go hunting.
we didn't.
Fear.
Dwin licked the thing, and it didn't. No, she didn't lick it.
No,
I'm
she
sorry.
touched it.
I touched it.
And
My
got
5
brother
points of
licked
damage.
something.
And then got burned.
Ward off demons and glows on the moon.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Our local gem cutter it's kind of our specialty around here.
but I couldn't take it outside to see it glowing in the moonlight if
No,
I'm
no.
here.
Certainly not. Well,
Yeah.
one, it's daytime outside.
Well, yeah, but I just meant like tonight. If I got one and then I could
You
have.
can try. Yeah, there's no reason why you wouldn't. Put it up on your window and
Oh,
there you go.
Windows.
Mary, she was thinking about being outside.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. I've heard things.
Our druid is special.
She's a lovely woman.
I'm sure she's done something to spite me.
You don't know.
Feel it.
I just feel it. Something in my hammer feng shui is off, and I cannot focus on this book.
Staff cut where it's like slightly ended, like
Slightly tilted to the left.
yes. Ah, this will be funny.
He's out there just moving it back and
Yeah,
forth.
push. He's doing this. He's like dinking the staff and the top of the hammer together. Like,
Oh, and then mine's tinkling because it has like so many different like things on it.
He's creating the first wind chime, just banging the two things together.
I mean, essentially, yes. She hands it back to her, by the way.
She puts it back on.
That is.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. I spent some time in the mines recently, and so I've been looking at lots of different.
Are you from Porthfallen?
That's where I just was, right?
Yes.
I didn't write it down. I wrote down 12, but I didn't write down the other one. I know.
You
I
just
know.
wrote
I
down
know.
12.
I don't know. You know what? I'll say that's where. Here we go. That yes, I learned how to be a miner.
Character. Oh, I mean, you do kind of have that aesthetic around you. Not that it's a bad thing.
No, it's fine.
So, I mean, they don't have obsidian down that far south, do they?
Not that I found.
Yeah, I hear it's mostly up way north. The mines way north would have it. It's the reason why it's a little bit more expensive.
She found out information about the the stone in the mine, right?
The super blue one, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so she doesn't need to look up that anymore.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
one, you wouldn't be able to.
No.
And Topar
Yeah.
told you that.
Yeah.
That only a special gem cutter can cut it.
Yep. Okay.
Uh,
Alright, I'm gonna go read.
been reading some of the local history books and whatnot. Do I find out any decent information about the area and things we should be concerned over?
Give me a we'll call it what do we want to call it? Not being distracted so you can actually take a read. We'll call it investigation.
Okay.
Why not?
$21.
Okay. It's the only one I could think of for you. You're just looking up information. If you were looking up, like,
I mean, I am an investigator, so that's one of the reasons I'm in the library going, okay, let's get some information about this place,
That's
lay
fair.
of the land.
Yeah. So for particular folklore and legends, things like that in this area, you do pick up a very interesting book, The Lineage of Kai, and this town was created by a great wolf by the name of Kai. He was from the line of spirit-born creatures, and in his pack slowly became and evolved into the wolfmen that you see today. It's more of a title than a name at this point. But the alpha of every one of them, and Wolfgarten will only ever be alphaed by someone of a wolf lineage. A few generations back, though, the direct line to Kai became broken. The Great Kai is what he came to be known as. That lineage became broken a few generations back. And since then, a curse has been put upon the wolfenkind of this area. At night, they become their truer forms. Lose all facets of their humanity. Some never regain it. Some are so lost in themselves that they stay lupine forever.
Whoa.
Good reason not to go out. Better hold on to this information.
Oh man.
Yeah, only I know this information.
The Night Watchers are the police force that you saw. They are basically there to the Night's watch of them are basically there to make sure that none of them get truly feral. And if somebody is out at night, they attempt to have them not kill anybody else. Most of their weaponry is non-lethal, even if it is swords or arrows. They are blunted because they have a sacred pact. You rolled really well. They have a sacred pact to harm only if absolutely needed. And they report directly to the Kai, to the governor. Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay.
Anybody else looking up anything?
I'm pretty sure we're the only ones who are in the library. Twang and Peruran are still theoretically outside.
did you guys go in? Dwin, Delver's not shaking his head, so.
I actually kind of disappeared about a little ways back.
Okay.
He went to go sell things to the teachers.
Maybe.
You want to go solo at school?
Jeremy is smoking.
That's funny. I wanted to research either maps of the area just to know the area. And then she wrote down Wolf Garden at night, but I'll just research weird animals instead.
Okay.
It's all
give
about
me a
balance.
nature check.
Just trying to learn cool,
That's fine.
different animals. For
It definitely
reasons.
falls into a nature roll.
Yeah. Where is my picture? There it is. 18.
Okay. You find some cool. You do find some cool animals. You do find like the types of animals that you saw out there, the Arctic varieties of the animals that you're used to seeing in the forest.
Okay.
You do see that there are full blue dragons. Or not blue dragons, white dragons. Sorry,
Okay.
my bad.
You're good.
With tails.
I know.
Full tails.
That do inhabit the far, far north.
Okay.
You find some interesting mutations on like the winter wolves and things like that you saw. A massive horse that is called an Ixion. That is a magical horse.
Don't want to write that down.
Tell us that you don't want it to exist.
It actually has. It's almost like a unicorn.
Oh
But
no. Oh
it's
no.
There's
said,
reasons I'm researching animals.
it's said to shoot lightning and be very aggressive.
She's gonna get us killed.
Cool.
I will give you one of these because you said you were interested in it. Hold on one moment, please. Because this is what I do for my players. Hold on, let me find it.
Mutations.
You realize though that he already had these planned.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to get here eventually.
No,
So-
we've had this conversation.
We have. And I just got to find the one that I
So
want
if
to
he had
get.
these names already ready to go, yeah,
Mhm.
it's always planned.
Oh, I know.
Just want to make sure that I give the right one and don't give her one that you can't use or something along those lines.
It would be a CJ thing to do, though.
Give you a CR9. Jesus Christ. Your CR2 is your maximum wild chip, right?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
No flying.
I had a bunch of them. Hold on.
You're fine. You can always send it to me later if need be.
You might need it.
Oh. It's a little bit of foreshadowing.
Dun dun
You
dun.
see in there a giant boar.
Okay.
And
Technically speaking, what would an Ixion challenge rating be?
you don't know.
Dang it. Yeah, but I was hoping that you'd tell me. Kira. Fine.
Where's the fun in that?
Not all monster manuals have that particular information.
Right? You see polar bears in there.
Woo!
Gives you something. No, not that one. That one's dumb.
Anything super old?
I'm looking for something
Okay.
super old.
Okay.
Don't your horses.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to hoard my horses, but I don't like horses.
A dire bunny.
I thought I had one in here, other than the plesiosaurus, because those are dumb. Plesiosauruses are dumb.
And they need about 350.
Big. It can stomp.
This is CJ having stuff and then doing a different thing. Ah, there it is. Aurochs.
How do you spell that?
AUROCHS.
Uh-huh. Dang, nope.
It is a large beast that has horns on it. It is prone to charging.
Cool.
And goring things with its massive, massive horns.
That's gross. But cool.
And we'll send you a stat block in case, for no particular reason, you need it.
Cool.
Not that you'll need it.
No.
No, not one bit.
Whereabouts are Ixions located?
They are
North?
They're just labeled as parts of this country.
Okay. Cool. Dang it, she doesn't have a sending stone for Tovlada. But Bosk could
Alright.
We're good.
Delver, what are you up to while she's doing
Dang it.
while they're doing research?
Right after we left the cafeteria and everyone started moving toward the library, I kind of peeled off in the crowd. I don't think anyone really noticed.
No.
Because you were thinking about books.
Yeah, instead of following you to see what you do. That's what you wanted to do.
And I just worked my way through some of the alleyways and to like a small door in one of the alleyways.
Yeah.
Knock on a special code.
What?
Door opens and another kind of beady-eyed thing comes out. What word?
Gumdrops.
Gumdrops. Sunk, sunk, shunk. And a little raven is there. Bows towards you.
Bows back.
Morning!
Top of the morning, do you?
Come for more shinies?
Got something I need to look at.
Excellent. Enter.
Nice.
Looks, takes. You been followed?
Do I look like an amateur?
I love this conversation so much.
Sunk. The sigil appears back on the door. What need looking?
Reaches into my pack and pulls out a shard of that apple.
Shinies.
Need some information.
Let's go see the master.
Head bob.
Head bob.
I am so bummed I'm not there. Oh my gosh.
They probably would have attacked you on sight.
Oh,
if they
yes.
thought that I was following.
Yeah, no.
Dwin's just having a tingling sensation. I'm missing something incredibly adorable right now.
Also, I kind of had this planned at the end of last episode. I rolled like a 29 on a stealth, so. But that was end of last episode.
You're good.
Your bunny and books.
That just helped.
So plus the shiny of Mary's necklace, like.
And moving my hammer.
Possibly giving you the bunny was part of the plan to keep you from following me.
That's fair. Very fair.
Not sure if I know what this is. But can I look at it, please?
Hands it over.
Looks at it. Fuck.
Oh.
I ain't never seen nothing like it.
Me neither.
Hands it back to you. It's good find, brother.
Well, if that's the right place. Elsewhere.
Aye, everything has a price.
Any ideas of anyone else?
Let's go see the master. Kira's dying over here.
I'm just gonna have a cookie and listen to this.
I know, it's
Leads you
so
down
great.
a very you've been in this one before. It's very obviously meant to turn around.
Disorient.
Yeah.
It's basically a dungeon maze.
Oh yes, absolutely. And they kind of every so often you both tap things to make sure that you're doing the right things. And
Traps and all that.
yeah, exactly.
Basically like Thieves Guild type.
Exactly. 100%. Tiny adorable Burb Thieves Guild.
I'm so upset.
Eventually gets down. Boss moved. New room.
Change places!
Kicks open a trap door on the bottom. Points down.
Looks
I'm gonna
down.
stay up here.
Looks back over.
It's a trap.
Looks back down. You know, I got on the whole just because I'm not expecting
Right.
anything like that. I have worked with these guys before.
Head bobs.
So I'm obviously not going to immediately expect, especially since I haven't changed any of the traps on me.
Right.
Obviously, if they wanted to kill me, they could have just changed a few traps and let me go first.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not thinking a trap. So yeah, go down to the hole.
Alright. Whee! It's a slide.
I love slides.
Cool.
Go down. You finally come to a landing, and a familiar old owl stands before you, kind of holding himself up on his staff, and the giant owl eyebrows and the long, fluffy feather beard thing.
Fu Manchu.
You've come back.
Head up. Yes.
New information.
Found some interesting things down south.
Let's see what you got.
Again, pulls out the crystal shard.
His eyes light up. Holds out his old grizzled hand. Takes it, looks at it. Holds it up to his staff. The staff starts to glow the same blue of the crystal. Old magic.
Yes.
Pre-cataclysm.
Head bob.
Takes it away. It cut real good.
Shattered real nice.
Want me to cut it? Kind of makes a thrusting motion.
Just nod.
Head bobs.
Head bob.
Gotta work the old magic. Come back in, I don't know, maybe a week or so.
Head bob.
Head bob. This is the way.
This is the way.
I have spoken.
Ruffles the feathers.
Slides over a mark, basically a promise mark to you.
Yeah, I read.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, indicating, hey, you're giving him this. He's going to, in exchange, his payment for this is basically to study it. Because you know this guy in particular, this one in particular, is a mage.
Yeah.
So he likes to learn about things, especially something this old.
Something that he probably had never seen before.
Exactly. So he's going to make you a blade out of it of some kind, and he wants to study it. May take a little bit of
Yeah,
it.
that's fine. That's why I grabbed multiple pieces.
That's fair.
I wasn't sure what it could be used for, but
Yeah,
I figured there'd be some useful.
He'll make you a dagger out of it. I'll get you the information on it when we
Cool.
before next session.
Sounds good.
And in there also, because I'm trying to make up more noises is kind of hard. Let you know that if you're not in the city in a week, it will be sent to you.
Okay.
Through the normal channels.
Of course.
Ooh.
Another bird will just randomly appear.
We won't see it.
We won't see it.
No,
You'll just see a head bob.
it'll just be a pigeon drops out of the sky in front of us.
Cool, motherfucker!
Full-size pigeon about my height just drops out of the sky. Somehow, you're all like, what the fuck just happened? Package, and then he's gone.
Head bob.
Cool. And leave.
Pretty much.
Alright, you want anything else while you're down here?
Just basically, no, not really. I think I'm all, because I still have some little knickknacks, but I was, picking those up for specific buyers.
Yeah.
Nothing major, nothing that matters. But
Normal funneling, normal,
yeah,
laundering, stuff like that.
normal stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe checking in for some contract going farther north. That's where we're going.
There is actually one, but it's one that's labeled highly dangerous. They do want you to hunt a dragon. One of the armorers in the guild is asking for dragon hide or dragon scales, and will reward handsomely for anything that any of the guild that brings it back.
If I take contract, does that mean I have to do it, or is it still like an open contract for whoever wants to do it?
It's pretty much a open contract.
Okay.
Whoever gets to it first will
Okay.
get to it.
I'll file down the info. I literally just expert
Right.
make
Yep.
make a actual copy of it.
The raven head bobs.
Yep. Pretty much.
Best of luck to you, brother.
As always.
Alright. Peru, what you doing?
My apologies, real life.
No, that's the reason why I kind of did everybody else, and then you. I know what's going on. That's the reason why I haven't gotten on you about being on your phone.
Okay. Thank you for understanding. Catch me up. We are still...
So, the nerd crew are in the library.
Library.
He got a bunch of information. She got some information about beasties. That you don't know these yet. Pride's outside of it, kind of babysitting the weapons. And making wind chimes between Dwin's staff and Balric's metal hammer.
I could just sit here and play with my friggin' weapon and thing, right? I'd get a whole shit ton of trouble. Nope, don't have a weapon. Nope, don't have a weapon.
He disappeared, so you don't know exactly where he's at. So you have pretty much wherever you want to go in here. Like there's at least one of everything in here in the city.
Bang.
Rob the bank.
Well, there's going to be no weapons shops for me to go play in.
Correct. Yeah, that is the one thing that is not here.
Which makes me sad.
Because it's more. It would be like going into a police.
You know what?
Shop.
Truthfully, I am probably still outside with Pride and the weapons.
You doing okay, kid?
It's a little cold. Not gonna lie. Not a fan of the cold. But you've known this for years.
Yeah. He kind of reaches into his bag and pulls out a blanket for you and wraps it around you.
Thanks.
He'll get you one of those heating stones from the cafe.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Although I'd like to find out how they keep them heated. That's what I want to know.
I bet you can look it up in the library.
Might have to ask.
Well, Mary said she would take us to see about it.
See a man about a heating stone.
So when I'm guessing when she's off of work or whatever.
I wonder why they won't let you out, or why they suggest not to go out after night. What's your thoughts?
I mean, every other time it's been some kind of weird curse. Maybe the undead rise up. I don't know.
We've already had that.
Doesn't seem like an undead kind of town, but you never know. Maybe undead wolves and horses and stuff come up from the ground and start attacking people. That'd be fun. I would like to punch an undead horse.
Oh, good lord. I think you've already done enough damage with horses. Pride.
I need another eye.
Oh.
I don't know about you sometimes.
He smiles.
He just likes being fist deep in things.
Do you think those wolves that we fought came from here?
Hope not. It would be be real bad.
Oh, I don't know about you, but I have no intention of saying anything. However...
Yeah, I know. Find ourselves in some very interesting company. And I thought Keyleth would be the weirdest thing that we had. That was easy. She's an undead elf. Why is she dead? I don't know. Why is she alive? Hell if I know. Why doesn't she want anybody to know she's dead? I don't know.
No. Ulrich seems to be pretty straightforward, and we've run into his peoples before.
A couple times.
They can't lie.
Yeah, that's fair.
They can't lie. So he's very straightforward. He's in it just because he's in it. I like Twang. Mostly because he shits on you.
Oh, never mind.
What?
Never mind. I tried to roll insight as pride and rolled a 2.
Nice.
Because you're classy.
I don't know. He's a wild card. I don't think he's evil or even bad.
He's the BEG.
Just, I can't quite put my finger on him, and that bothers me.
Yeah, but I don't think he's
Yard.
Cat can't get you when he's angry.
attempting or going to like drastically hurt us. I mean, he might peck you to death.
He reminds me of a little bit of that lizard guy that was with us before we found the moonstone.
Do you mean our fishy friend?
No! The one that for no particular reason showed up after the fish left. Sounded a lot like the fish. Almost like they were played by the same person or something.
I mean, at least the lizard man was smarter than the fish in the fact that he didn't go eating demonic sludge.
And that's fair.
I don't think Twang would eat demonic sludge.
Dwin might.
Dwin?
I like Dwin.
Dwin worries me a little bit. I think there's more to her than she lets anybody in to see.
She does remind me a lot of her. Not in, obviously, looks department, but the appreciation for all things natural.
But there's something highly unnatural about her.
And I think this might be what draws her to look at the more natural things in life.
My friend, I'm going to agree to disagree with this thought.
Sometimes as far away from natural as you can be, it makes you want to find out more about what you could be.
Possibly. Still, there's something that just... I don't know. So, on and off throughout this conversation, with the blanket around her shoulders, her just kind of going...
It's like a pen, she's just clicking it over and over and over again.
Yeah!
Would you stop it?
What?
Stop with the sword! It makes a noise every time you do it.
You should hear what goes on up here every time I do it, though. It's great!
That's right.
What do you mean?
There's a person or a spirit or something inside my sword.
Since when?
No! Since, like, you punched the horse through the eyeball?
It's the one that you pulled from the Feywild, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Fey swords. Awesome.
Yep. It definitely has a fey in it.
Great. Awesome. That's super spectacular.
Bing, 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 bing.
You know that thing is going to kill you, right?
Probably.
There's no probably. That thing is going to kill you.
Eh.
And probably curse your entire history back and forward. Fays are dangerous.
I understand that. More than you will ever know. Why do you think I left the Feywild?
And yet you're carting one around.
Not really by choice.
Is that where your new abilities came from?
That's pretty much my guess.
Great, so it means you either have a greater Fey or a higher Fey in there. Neither one of them are good.
Nope.
Most of the time when you are dealing with them, the term "and they were never seen again" comes to mind. All the time. And I don't want the end of your story to be "and she was never seen again."
We both know shit happens, Pride.
I
mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be what it's going to be.
I wish you valued yourself a little bit more than that. You're a good girl.
Sometimes.
Kind of looks at her. Puts his hand on her shoulder. One day I hope you'll see that your worth is more than you'll know. Most people give into one curse, but most people give into one sin mark. You have two, and didn't give into either one of them. And now have a Fey strapped to you, attached to you.
I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't.
That stone chose you.
The stone's covering up the sin marks. If it wasn't for the stone, I'd probably have already succumbed to those. At least with the Fae, I know what's going to happen to me.
The thing is, you don't. Fae pacts don't end like they should. Whoever's in that sword is not just going to come out one day and slice your throat. There's a chance it could remove you from history entirely.
It's a risk I guess I have to take.
Honestly, think you should throw that sword away.
I've tried. Remember, it comes back.
He touches the moonstone on your hand and tries to move it, and it doesn't move.
It's dashed.
Well, fantastic. Maybe Tovwaro or his wizard friend that he talked to us about might have some more information about it. The only ones that seem to have the knowledge of figuring out what is going on. Though, to be fair, any kind of pre-cataclysm, pre-schism information would probably be better to kept to yourself than give it to him.
I know.
Alright, kitten. Take off, go have some fun.
I'm having fun.
He kind of just puts his head into his hands.
I'll take it into consideration, boss.
I really wish you would. And as the day kind of goes on, Pride and Peru want to just sit and talk and hang out. Something they haven't got to do in more than a few weeks. And midday comes around and the... Looking at time. Midday comes around and...
Looks at time, rolls dice.
Business kind of picks up as the lunch rush kind of comes out. Mary comes and taps you two on the shoulder as you're reading. You want to go get some lunch, guys?
Food.
And little gnome...
The narrative reduced to one word. Food.
Little gnome woman kind of comes up because... Oh, these are your friends. She has gigantic goggles, almost the size of her head on her head. And has one arm. They join us for lunch?
Join you for lunch.
Excellent. Come on, I know a great place.
Alright.
This is Eliza, right?
Yes.
Let me grab Dwin and let's get going.
In the moment that she exits the door, she goes, "Ah, thank the stars." Slaps a thing on her shoulder, and this arm begins to like twirl out of her body, and start to slowly construct itself out of wires and sinew, and eventually gets itself crusted over with this metal that is almost instantly covered in ice.
Artificer.
That's cool.
Oh, you've heard of us?
Only in practice.
Yeah, blew my own arm off. Hurt like hell.
Why'd you do that?
It's not like I meant to.
Well, what caused it?
Making those, and she points over to some very weird-looking containers that are over near the weapons rack.
What are those?
What are those, and why is my hammer over there? Why'd you just go, oh?
Because I want to know what the blue things are.
No.
Yeah. I can't move it.
She goes over and...
I have a nat 20 on that for a perception roll.
She can't move it.
She can't move it.
Pride's over next to it, though.
Yeah, but I actually said no. Hang on. Yeah, not 20, but where'd it go? 19.
Over there.
19.
No, 19.
No, 19.
I did. Then who moved it, Dwin?
Truth.
Yeah, she's telling some of the truth. She can't move it, and she didn't move it.
Then who moved it? Because you look like you were in trouble with this one.
That one she's lying about.
I take a vow of silence.
Which is weird for Dwin.
So those blue things over there.
She straps on a bandolier and the blue thing.
Definitely don't see anything amiss at this point.
She's just like, whatever.
Whatever, and grab my hammer and put it
on my jingle stick.
Oh, well, that's not it.
Hers is the jingle stick.
Yeah.
They make a great noise when banged together.
Wait.
Why were you banging our two sticks together?
One stick hit another stick. I was bored.
Buddy, we gotta find you some new hobbies.
I like birds. Acquiring birds picks up a twang.
Acquiring bird.
Oh god.
She puts on a bandolier and the blue vials kind of jingle against her chest as she puts them on. Grabs a gun from the side of it and kind of looks at it. Spins it. Neat! Nobody touched my gun. Can't
What's
imagine.
the gun? I'm just kidding.
Pulls it out. This! Well, this is my gun. I made this one.
You made it?
Yeah. You want to go down to the shooting range later and I can show you how it works?
Yeah. Totally. 1000%.
Awesome. I love
This is a bad
people
choice.
who are interested in eccentric and new things.
This is the story of how Dwin blew her arm off.
I love
I support this
eccentric
idea.
and new people. You are fascinating.
Thank you. You're fascinating.
Thanks.
She like slides her glasses down or her goggles down.
Your eyes got bigger.
Oh yeah, they absolutely did.
You got she's got anime eyes at this
Oh
point.
yeah, like
Yeah.
she looks at you, goes, huh, neat.
Thanks.
Puts her glasses back up, winks at you.
Yeah. So those blue things.
Yeah,
For the third time.
they shoot magic out of a gun.
That's so cool.
Can't really fire it here.
No.
So,
Yeah.
Dwin, I support you wholly. Go learn.
Yeah.
let's go sandwich shop.
Okay.
And that's where we'll end for this episode.
Okay.
Everyone goes to the other side of the town. When she goes to the firing range. And we still get hit.
Remember, everybody, you can support this show and everything that we do by going over to patreon.com/geekio, where for as low as $1 a month, you can get yourself an ad-free master feed of all the stuff that we do on the Geek.io network. And if you really love us, show us a little bit of love by maybe looking at our NPC tier and hanging out with us live. If you want to chat with us about this episode or pretty much everything else, go over to geek-io.net/discord.
Woo!
You got it right.
Well, I've been doing this for 7 years. 8 years? 9 years. Jesus fucking Christ. Where you can chat with all of us about this episode or pretty much anything else. Including how Kira got her hair so blue.
Mm-hmm. It was not intentional.
It's blue!
Da-ba-dee-da-ba-da.
Alright guys, we love you. Be good to one another and we will see you right back here next week. Bye!
Bye.